Let's kick things off with how do you get more customers? This is a question that actually has sub-questions underneath it in order to actually get more customers to your business. One of those sub-questions would be, well, where are your customers hanging out? And the second sub-question to ask is, in the place that they're hanging out, what's their state of mind? What is their characteristics? And if you understand the answer to both of those questions, then first of all, you can reach that customer in the place that they're hanging out. And the second thing you can do is to create messaging, so that's your marketing, your content, your advertising, in a way that resonates and makes them go, I think it's a good idea to actually check this business out and potentially buy from this business, whatever their offer is. Okay, so it's a really important two questions to ask in order to answer the other question, which is how do you actually get more customers? So let's draw this one out. I got this little fancy whiteboard here. So in any given market, there's a whole batch of customers represented by this triangle. And in that batch of customers, there's actually three segments: the top part of the pyramid, the middle part, and the bottom part. Now, the top part of the pyramid represents customers that are what? They are aware that they have a problem or a need for the thing that they're looking to buy, and they are actively searching. So aware and actively searching. And so this is the segment of customers that are the most ready to buy. It is also the segment of customers that your competitors are constantly trying to get customers from, right? So this is the segment with the most competition. The customers are already willing to buy, which means they're ready. They're ready to pull out their wallets, but with conditions. What's that? The first is they're pretty price sensitive. So this group of customers, they're the ones scrolling on Amazon, they're looking at eBay, they're looking at the Facebook marketplace. They're looking actively for which one's the best offer. So price is an issue. They are pretty price sensitive, and they're also review sensitive as well. So they want solid social proof. They want to see that the thing that they're going to buy is going to meet their expectations and or exceed those expectations. So it is a good market to target because the customers are ready to buy, but it is also, if you read lots of books, blue ocean strategy, it's a red ocean type of market, which means a lot of competition are aiming for the exact same pool of customers. So not only is it the smallest batch of customers, because only a small percentage of customers are actively looking and aware, it's also the one that has the most competition. So you gotta be very price competitive, solid social proof, lots of things to back why you are the best choice, okay? But if you are able to do that, this is a good market. Okay. In terms of what other customers are available, my personal favorite is sweet spot in the middle, right? This is the segment of customers that are aware they have the problem, but not looking, okay? Not searching. So this is a segment of customers that, in the previous example, maybe they're looking for a bike. And so they're on Amazon, they're on eBay, comparing different bike models for the little kid. Which one doesn't break down easy, which one lasts a lifetime, which one's easier for the kids, blah, 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 blah. In this second segment, they've got the kid, they know the kid's about to get a bike, they want activities that'll get the kid happy and blah, 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 but they're not actively looking for the bike, okay? Now, this, at least in my books, is the low-hanging fruit of almost every business because there's not lots of competition aiming for them, far fewer than the top segment right above it. But this group of customers is also the group that is easiest to convert from not aware and not looking. Aware they have the issue, not actively looking, to, oh, actually I need that, because it's only one extra switch to go from, yeah, I know I need a bike, but I wasn't looking for it, to, oh, that's interesting, now I'm interested, okay? So it's an easy switch, and it's also the group of customers that, relative to the top part, that is very price sensitive, that is very review and social proof sensitive. This middle part is far less price sensitive and far less review, social proof sensitive, which means even if you're a startup, even if you're not really a big brand yet, this market can still be worth a lot of money to your business, a lot of sales, a lot of customers, okay? And so how do you target these people? Well, first of all, I actually skipped that part of the top part. For the top segment, these are your marketplace apps. So this is your Amazon, your eBay, or whatever your local marketplaces to your country. This is your Google search engine. So people will search on Google, best barber in such and such city, best bike shop in such and such town, right? This is also your forums. So your Reddit forums, your whatever is local to your country, the equivalent of Reddit to your country. So it's your forums, it's people searching on Facebook. Any social media platform now has a search engine functionality to it. So they're searching on TikTok, best brunches in Bali, for example, right? It's search engine optimization based stuff. So it's keywords, it's marketplace, it's forums. That's where you're looking for the top segment. Now that I've mentioned that, goes back to the middle segment. And where do you find these people? Well, they are not actively looking for you. So keyword stuff does not get this type of customer because they're not looking for it. You have to reach to them. And how do you reach to them? It's a combination of content and advertising. So your content is designed to get people that have the interest in bikes, in the previous example, to watch that video. Oh yeah, that's interesting. And then once you've got them to watch the video or show that they have an interest in it, then there are follow-up ads that target that same customer to go, hey, you don't say it directly on the ad. You don't go, hey, I saw you watch this video and now buy this bike. You don't say it like that. But the point is, you've got a pool of customers or potential customers that were interested, and now all you have to do is just insert an ad, insert medium and content to go, hey, consider this offer, right? And there's ways of presenting that offer and presenting that ad. So combination of content and advertising. Depending on how mature your market is, sometimes you can get away with zero content or very little content and just pure advertising. That's how I grew my first six-figure business. Zero content, it was literally just an ad, but it was an ad teaching people how to do Facebook advertising right when COVID hit, where all businesses that were offline were panicking and going, how do I get online? Right? So it was a pretty nice way. So advertising means going on YouTube advertising, Instagram, which is your Meta, so Facebook, Instagram, TikTok ads. And as social media evolves, X is, shining as a new place for advertising as well. You're constantly thinking of how can I reach customers that have the interests relevant and put messaging that converts that interest into sales. Okay, so that's your middle segment. The bottom segment, it's a large pool of customers, but I don't call it the sweet spot because there's something extra you need to do. And what is this? It's a segment of customers that are unaware, okay? Unaware they have the issue. And because they're unaware, they're obviously not looking for it either, but they have the issue. So maybe with bikes, it's not as easy to visualize an example of this, but let's say somebody that's unaware they have cancer, but they have cancer. And all you have to do is show them how to spot the hidden cancer. Now, that's a gruesome and dark example, but you get the idea visually, okay? It's the batch of customers that they should be your customer. They should be, but they don't even know that they need it, right? And so it's a big, massive pool of people, but because they're unaware, you have to add one more thing to convert them to aware, correct? So you have to convert these guys to the aware segment, which means you have to do what? You have to educate, and that is a lot of work and resources. Okay, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy, and a lot of money to do that. So to start up as an unknown or relatively unknown business, or if you're already known but not well known enough, this bottom segment is not your low-hanging fruit. Once you start gaining real momentum, right, you have a decent following on your social media, you have a certain degree of already success, so you already have revenues, and then you want to start creating content that is free, so it's on YouTube, it's on your socials, and it's educating people the need to start considering the thing that you're eventually going to offer them, right? That's probably the appropriate path, okay? Now, how do you do that? So, for example, in 2023, we started a crypto-related business. And with crypto, you can't advertise it on Google Ads or Facebook ads. So we didn't use any paid ads to grow that business. It ended up doing 7 figures, multiples. But the way we got the public to get interest in crypto was we didn't message it like, hey, you need to buy Bitcoin, right? That's not the appropriate messaging, because if you have a bad perception of Bitcoin, you're just not going to be interested in Bitcoin at all. So instead, what we did was, how close are you to retiring? And did the messaging more around that? How close are you to retiring? Are you even aware of what it takes to actually get retired? Are you aware that your money is actually getting stolen from you in hidden ways through inflation and through taxation and through other means? Are you aware that most people that earn $10,000 a month end up blowing $10,000 a month too, whether it's this month or the next month? And so our messaging was entirely focused on the desire and need to be financially free, the desire and need to get ahead, to be free from money-related issues. And the natural solution is to, in addition to income-related stuff, to grow your wealth, right? And one of the vehicles of wealth, and one of the best vehicles, in my opinion, not financial advice, is Bitcoin, okay? And that's how we educated an unaware market into the aware market, to the point where we go, okay, so now that you're aware, it's only one final step to go, you're my customer. Does that make sense? But in order to do that required a lot of time, energy, resources. We spent a lot, like basically 6 to 12 months of very little organic results before eventually getting quite a lot of results. Okay, so that's the third segment of customers. Now, take your pick. Which one are you going to go for first? Because you want to go for all of them, but you got to figure out which one comes first. Now, if you're talking about, well, where's the low-hanging fruit? Well, first look at, is the thing you're offering a genuinely very good offer relative to your competition? And if the answer is yes, then going for the highest part of the pyramid, the segment that are already aware and already looking for the thing that you're offering, is a good low-hanging fruit to start with, because you have an offer that really competes very well, price-wise, social proof-wise, etc. And the rest of it is just good marketing, really good copy, good positioning. But if you're not in that segment, you don't have strong social proof, and or, well, you have some but not strong enough, and or your offer is actually more on the premium side, let's call it, right? Then you might consider going for the middle segment, which is you're aware but not looking for it type of customer. And this type of customer, you're going to have to start thinking about, okay, so in that case, I'll need to start targeting them through, you can do it through social content, but that's going to take a long time. Okay. So the quicker way is to use paid advertising to actually consider going, okay, what if I put $100 and see if it turns to $500, right? And yes, that is possible, by the way. We've done it many times. But the point is to go, can I use paid ads to put out content that targets the person with the interest that's relevant to my business? Okay, if you're in the plumbing business, people that have homes that are over 10 years old, for example. I'm using this off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm not. That's not with any research. I'm not a plumber, and I'm not in the plumbing business. But the whole idea is to go, okay, which type of person is probably going to be my target customer, right? And that's the person you target, and then you create messaging to go from, yep, I'm aware you're aware, you have this particular need, right? The problems look like this. Your alternative solutions are shit. And here's why this is the best solution for you. Drive them to your thing. Okay? So that's how you get more customers, and the rest is execution based. So the rest is about, okay, so how do I create the copy and advertising that makes them consider it and visit your page and potentially buy your offer? And how do I create offers that actually people would want to buy? Okay? So those will be topics on different videos. But for now, that is how you get more customers. Hope that helps. See ya.